Oh, there you go. There we go. There we go. I don't know what happened. There was a glitch. And there was nothing going on. Weird. I just wanted to show this. I wanted to do it that way. But it just whites out. It focuses on me. Been watching the fish jump. Not sure what to talk about as usual. Listening to the sounds, not the cars. I mean, they're a sound too, but I posted something this week about the sounds, the music that the earth has. I think it was earth. The music, crickets, the hum of the crickets from the field, the birds, the fish jumping in the water, splashing down, palm fronds in the trees. Hmm. Hmm. It's the best kind of music. The plant doesn't say a word, but we're not separate from it. I got thinking of this plant, and it is very happy. Beautiful plant. Oh my God. Perfect place for it. It's being happy here. maybe we'll talk about happiness. Because we are reaching for happiness, or we think somebody took away our happiness, or our life situation took away our happiness. Ooh, that's a good one. Happiness is our true nature. Hi, Cynthia. Good morning. When we are stuck in our heads, in all those thoughts berating us for doing something wrong or thinking that somebody else did something wrong, that takes away our happiness. All the thoughts about life takes away our happiness. This week, 2 days ago, started going down a road of unhappiness. Nobody's listening. Nobody wants to know about this. Everybody's comfortable in their misery because that's all they know. So, what I have to say sounds, yeah, it's good for her, but not for me. I went down a road of, I can't help anybody. But the bottom line is, do I need to help anybody? It's my passion. I just love when people call me and they're in total distress and we see through it and they feel better when we get off the phone or the video chat or whatever. I've lined up some video chats this week, and there were no shows or there was excuses, and I let that get to me. I let those thoughts of I can't do this, nobody wants this, all that shit, and I went down that rabbit hole of doom, and I'm just throwing in the towel. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is ridiculous. What the hell am I doing? All convinced that there's no need to do this because nobody wants it. Nobody wants to do the work to go within and realize that nothing is happening to you. It's happening for you to wake up to this dream that we are separate from life. The birds. Brings you right back to no thoughts, because all of that was thoughts. And then the body started feeling like shit, started feeling uncomfortable, and believing those thoughts, believing that whole train, and more. Once you grab on, lock on to one, nobody wants this. Nobody wants to understand this. What the hell am I doing? It just keeps going. Yeah, what the hell am I doing? Who am I kidding? Who? That's all bullshit. Literally, that's what's happening right now. Whether I quit or not, we'll see. But I noticed that I showed up this morning, just like the birds showed up. The minute I became conscious this morning, I came back online. Lori, the identity, Lori, came back online. That's the first thing that was heard was those birds. Loud. They were so loud. Just feels so good. They're not thinking nobody wants this. They're not thinking they need to help anybody. So I don't know. I honestly don't know if this is going to continue or not. It doesn't, I mean, I know I love talking about it, and it comes out easily, even though there's absolutely nothing that to say when it first starts. I have no idea. Sometimes I think, well, Michael, a friend of mine, talked to me after the last one. We did a chat. He called and we talked, and he was saying, just sitting in the silence. How many of us? Oh, thank you, Cynthia, for all of us. I think it's just you and me. But that's okay, too. I mean, when I think about you, I just feel so much love. Which is me. That's whenever somebody says I love you, I know that that's me. That feeling when they say I love you, that feeling, that love feeling is what we are. They're feeling love, which is what they are. We're not separate. That wind that's never going to be separated is what we are. All those thoughts cause pain and suffering, separation. Thank you, Cynthia. Right back at ya. I also posted a thing, well, I think it was this morning, about how we have to unlearn everything that we've learned, because we get the message that very early on that there's a God in the sky, like a man, who is damning us to hell for our sins, like we've done something wrong. Like Like a baby needs to be baptized because of original sin. A baby? What the heck? We went to a car show yesterday, and there was a preacher that came on the loudspeaker and said, because it was at a church, uh, um, what's that denomination? What's that denomination, honey? That church we were at. Oh, it's not Catholic, but it's one off from there. Anyway, Baptist church, and he was saying, "Do you know if you're going to heaven or not?" And I started to think about, as we're kids, we are told that there's God. Damn it! I remember being a little girl in my bed, afraid that I'd done something wrong. I'm going to hell. I'm going to burn in hell forever. What? How horrible is that? That is so a baby who has no belief in a God higher than his, just a baby. He's gonna go to hell for something he did wrong. How horrible to download into a baby. That's what that. That's what that meme was about, saying that we have to unlearn what we've learned. When he said, "Are you going to heaven?" it started me thinking about hell too. Hell is right here on this earth when you're believing your thoughts, when you're believing you're separate from God or love or life or whatever, or the bird. When we believe we're separate, yeah, it seems like we can do something wrong, or something can be wrong done to us. That's all thought separating us from God, life, love. We are the expression of God. That bird is no separate, nothing separate. The water, the trees, we're the same thing. And all those thoughts about life, that filter we've got in our minds of who we are, causes pain. It makes it's like that little me, that Lori me, is like a little entity living inside. So when everything is made into mine, my, you did this to me, it's like a block. It's like a wall inside, taking everything personally. Whenever something's taken personally, you know you're coming from the ego, not from who you are. Who you are never takes anything personally. It doesn't need to. It's perfect. It's the wind. Does the wind do anything wrong? You might think so during a windstorm. What kind of windstorms are going on? I had a windstorm in my head Thursday about just giving up. There's no reason to be talking about this. This is ridiculous. What the hell are you doing? That's a windstorm when this is what's happening. Not wrong, not right. That's duality. From the mind breaks up everything. Right, wrong, good, bad, left, right. That's all duality. When everything just is. So we see it through a mind. We see everything. It's constant, it automatic. If you notice, it's lightning speed. Something happens and then there's judgment on it. Good, bad, right, wrong. The judgment is where the pain is. If you judge anybody else for being right or wrong, that's painful. within. Because there is no separation, there is no right or wrong. It's just what is. Imagine going through life just accepting what is, no matter what it is. That's a big one. That's heaven on earth. That's heaven. Everybody who's died and come back, especially Anita Moorjani, her story is just amazing of how she died. Stage 4 cancer. She was down to 85 pounds. She freaking, everything shut down, died, and then came back, and she's still living today. That was in 2006. Her message is fear is coming from the mind. I did something wrong. Life is hurting me. That's all painful. Hating on anything. Who you are, what you really are, that wind isn't painful. It's never in any pain. There's no pain. It's literally accepting what is. It's flowing. It just flows. Moves the palm fronds, makes that noise, that beautiful noise. I need that auntie. Thank you, Jimmy. Beautiful. I love you. You know that. I think everybody who's open to love knows that I love them. I can't help it. Every single person that is open to love can feel it from me. When there you go, from me. In this dream, there's a me. In this dream of separation, when we believe we're separate in this so-called dream, it can either be heaven or hell, depending on what you're thinking. If you're thinking of coming from love, what you truly are, this is heaven. When you're coming from lack, pain, fear, somebody can do something to me, somebody's hurt me, something's hurt me. That's the hell dream. So it's a choice, really. It's a choice. I had a choice on Thursday whether to go down that rabbit hole. And I literally, who I am, was watching it. Speaking to people, telling the story of what the F am I doing? Talking to people who don't even, I'm talking to myself. Where am I not believing what I'm saying? Right? It's not about anybody else. My sister-in-law said when she was here, why do you need to know somebody's there? Why do you need to know somebody's there? I think I feel the love more when I think of you. That's a big one. I'm just realizing this right now. I feel it more when I'm loving somebody else. When I'm appreciating, feeling grateful. So in the dream, in this beautiful dream, it's literally a feeling. When we feel separate, it hurts. When we're stuck in our minds at the thoughts of what I've done wrong, what they've done wrong, that hurts. I have a very good friend who's having a really hard time in this dream with her husband. It's pretty volatile. That's kind of what was the catalyst to the Thursday thing. Well, I can't say that. It was a culmination of a bunch of things that came together all at once and just it imploded within. And she's the one that got me to see that I'm not separate. I'm not separate from her or her situation. I'm part of it because I'm seeing it. I'm trying to help. I am, if I'm seeing it, I'm projecting it because there really is only one here. We are one. That bird is part of that oneness. I had asked before I left Maine. I remember laying in bed going, I want to see the oneness. I want to see, what does oneness mean? It's all one thing. All of this is one thing. It's not separated. Only our minds chunk it up, separate it. Separate me. Me. When it's a me, of course it's separate. But the oneness that we all are isn't ever separate. The wind, it's not, it can't be separated out. I don't know if this is making sense. The wind is out there for me to feel and change. The thing is, it's only the me that thinks it needs to change. Those thoughts inside of, I've done something wrong. What did I do that for? That's that separate me that's constantly berating the me. It's constantly berating it. Why did you do that? Well, that's as soon as you were a little kid and you were doing things, that's what came from the parents. Why did you do that? Like it was planned. Life is just happening. And the parents, like I did with my kids, because I didn't know any better, why did you do that? Because it was done to me. So, to me, to the me. That's why it feels like it can do wrong. Because it's like, I don't know why. A little kid is like, it's not like he spilled the milk on purpose. It's literally what happened. And the parent or whoever has to clean it up is angry because it feels like it's a victim. I have to clean up after this kid. When we are the me, we believe we are a victim of life. And when things happen that you think didn't go right, there's the pain right there. And there's the blame. Blaming the situation, blaming the person, blame if someone does something to me, it hurts. And it only hurts because you believe you're the me. That's the only thing that's hurting, is the me. That's not even real. It's made up of a bunch of concepts, it's made up of a bunch of identities. I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, and if you look, I'm a body. That's the number one. I'm a body. And when you believe you're a body, you are separate from that wind. You're like stepping outside of the wind. I am this, and the wind can hurt me. The only one that's hurting you is the me that you believe yourself to be. It's what's hurting. It's only a bunch of thoughts. That's all it is. Thoughts. It's not even real. But the belief in it, that me, the belief in it is what's causing the pain and suffering because it's separate from the wind. I don't know if you can go there, if you can feel that. The only way I know how to get out of the me, the identity of me, all the different identities that it's held up, is breathing. If you're in a thought process and it's hurting, your body is there to tell you you're in your mind. You're in the me. You're believing in the me. That's why you get lost when you're busy, when you're doing something that you love. There's no me there. It's just being. Like when Jimmy rides his bike, it's just being. One with the wind, not separate. He loves it. When we're loving what we're doing, when we're loving someone, that's the feeling, that's the wind. That's the wind. Love can't be separated. The silence. The silence. Silence and wind. The wind can be noisy. I guess the wind kind of makes the mind, the me, understand, because you know that wind can't be separate. Well, neither can water. Jeff Foster always talked about the waves of an ocean. We are the ocean. Pretending we're a wave. That's a good one. The me is the wave. It's never separate from the ocean. That's a good one. That's a real good one. So the wind moving that palm tree, the palm tree, if believed in, would be the me, the separate thing. But it isn't separate. It's the same thing. If you think of the ocean as God or love, pure love, the ocean, and each wave is the entity, the person, the me. It's never separate from that. It's just temporarily identified with that wave. So the wave can have heaven here, depending on what thoughts are believed in, or it can be hell here, like Thursday was for me. For me, totally identified with those thoughts. Anyway, I started a TikTok thing. I started a long time ago, but I came back to it and did a bunch of videos, short videos this week. You can't even imagine the scammers. I've gone from, I don't know how many followers, like 4 days ago or 3 days ago. That was another thing that got to me, was the thoughts of these scammers. I even talked to them. I said, if you're here to scam me, Don't bother. Why? I don't even know what else I said, but and they're saying how beautiful you are. What? Yeah. Been there, done that. So now I'm up to, God, I think it's 700 followers in days. And they're all thinking I'm gonna fall for their, yeah, it's too bad. But that's how they make their money, by trying to hook somebody. Not unlike our thoughts. Trying to hook us. Whether you go down that road of pain and suffering or not is up to you. The oneness that you are, the ocean, the wind that you are. This literally is a dream. A painful one if you believe you're separate from it. When you don't believe you're separate, it's a beautiful dream. Like Jesus said, being in the world, but not of it. In it, but not hooked into it. Realizing that you're the love and none of it that feels bad is real. If it feels bad inside, you know you're hooked in the dream. It was a beautiful lesson on Thursday. For me. For the me. For Lori. Because I'm committed to seeing through this dream. Committed. Because when you're identified in it, when you're in it, you're believing all of it, it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. By something good happening or something bad happening. That's why when something seemingly good happens, it's just okay. Okay. And when something bad, quote unquote, bad happens, okay. Okay. It's not real. Then you just follow your feet. Follow your feet without thought. Separating it out. Hmm. Hmm. We live on a dead end street, so there's water. It's just is a turnaround. There's a marina at the end, and there's a lot of people that walk their dogs or bike or whatever down here. Mm. The silence. Can you be okay with the silence? I'm asking myself that too. Nobody talks more than me. Can I be okay with the silence without any distraction? That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. Listen, that's another thing. You can say you're gonna do something, and if it doesn't happen, that mind that says, "Oh, you didn't do this, or something's wrong with you," that's not your friend. Yeah, silence is good. Hi, Phoebes. Yeah, silence is good for every person. When you believe, everybody that believes they're a person, silence is the best. As long as you don't believe the thoughts that are coming, that's why solitary confinement is the worst. We were watching for any prisoner because that's the worst. being stuck with your own thoughts. But if you see that those thoughts are not you. Okay, so we were watching a movie last night. Oh, and it's about a woman whose husband committed suicide, but it looked like they were painting it to look like she's the one who killed him. And it was very compelling. And there was a point where she was in jail, in court, and I felt her needing to defend, fight. And I felt a release. I felt the surrender. There's no need to fight. No need to defend. Where are you defending in an argument? Where are you defending? I could just feel the relief because during it, you wanted to win. I knew she didn't do it just by. I felt. I mean, there was still that little bit of doubt, but because that's what they wanted you in the movie. That's what they wanted you to see. But very, very good movie, and I felt the absolute surrender point in the movie where letting go. Imagine in any situation just letting go, following your feet, getting out of your head. Just follow those feet. They take you. They know. It's that little me that doesn't know shit. Thinks it does. It doesn't. Whatever's speaking through this body, that is not Lori. It's literally coming through. There is no I don't know anything of what's going to be said. Right up until I'm in bed in the morning, wake up and go, what the hell am I going to say today? What? Right then I know. That's the mind. That's the little me thinking it needs to control something. We're not in control. And when you think you're in control, that hurts. Let it go. Let it all go. That's what the anxiety is, thinking you need control. Let go. You don't need any control. And I'm talking to myself here. Guys, I just came off a 3-day workshop about control. You're not in control. And the sooner you see that and just let go, there's nothing to fight. There's nothing to fight. You can just go through life without fighting, without anger, without, that's all the me. It's a beautiful flow when you're coming from the wind. All right. I love you. Because you're not separate from me. You are me. That wind. Until next Sunday, maybe. Who knows? Let's see. Funny. Have a great week.